Welcome to COMNground, a place to interview the interviewers, a chance to connect with leaders behind the lens who have fueled the world's biggest brands' most meaningful work and learn how they prioritize real people's voices in the creative process. On today's show, we sit down with Dan Cocking, founder of Laceless Design, to talk about our new long-term partnership and how we're bridging the gap between athletes and designers to bring new concepts to life in real time. We dive into what slows traditional insight processes, why genuine relationships between the athletes we recruit and the creatives we collaborate with matter, and how keeping real people's needs at the center elevates the entire creative process. Ultimately, it's a conversation about building better ideas together and creating outcomes that are more meaningful, more useful, and more human.
I mean, I think for years in the brand, we both saw the same problem, right? Months recruiting these incredible athletes. We'd spend hours listening to them. They'd feel seen for a moment, right? And then everything would get flattened into this insight deck that totally lose sight of what even the original human truth was. I feel so bad. I go and meet people. We kind of light them up that they could be involved in the future of this brand, that it is built for them and it means something to them. And then it's like, cool, thanks a lot. We'll see you later. And they never hear anything about where did the work go? What did it turn into? The athletes just become this data point. It's just a box checking exercise of, yep, we included the consumer.
Exactly. And then that deck gets thrown over the wall to the design team, who's already behind.
Right.
And the designers never get to feel that full depth or nuance behind the work. Now we're asking them to pull meaning out of a document instead of a relationship.
And not to mention the massive waste of money or recruitment energy or talent. They re-recruit, and then they go spend tens of thousands of dollars to do what we do and do this intentional recruitment. That's a gap. Like, you could have just recruited them right at the start. You probably did. 18 months ago, an innovation group probably did this work. Has amazing people, brought agencies like ourselves on to help find them, and then let them go because there was this baton pass to the next inline group or the wear testing team or whatever. It's like you've already started with the people you want to build it for. Like, keep them in the process.
Yeah, right. And the value of working with really good people shines through in this project. The ability to bring in creatives, you guys bringing in athletes that you know and trust, and that network effect of bringing what is really forming a community together. Designers are so often incredible observers of culture, but they're rarely in direct relationship with people who actually live it. So they're interpreting from a distance instead of actually co-creating up close. It's a multiplication factor for me of how good the work and how good the output is, because these are truly some of the best people in the industry in their respective fields.
Totally. And when we built Common, the dream wasn't just better insights. It was building this process that made space for like a true relationship, right? And that allowed the athletes and the creatives to shape ideas together in real time, not just in these like one-off handoffs. Thinking like constant feedback loops, holding the work accountable to the actual athletes and the insights.
Yeah, right. And on a Laceless end, we can bring in these creatives from all over the place: automotive, robotics, set design, architecture, you name it. And they might be working in Apple, or they might be working in robotics, but this opportunity to touch a product that they love and they're so intrinsically connected with. So many people love shoes, and they might not work in the industry, they don't have access to work in the industry, but this gives them the access to work in that industry momentarily and in a really fun way. So people are buzzed to work on this project, absolutely.
And what about the connection with athletes? Like, do you feel like traditionally like that? Every designer says their work is consumer centric, but is it really?
I think it's consumer informed. They might have a deck, they might have information, they might have some insights, but it's not consumer involved. It's like, what's unique about this is that at every touch point along the project is an athlete touch point. Like, those athletes and creatives are kind of building a relationship now. And when in a creative process do you become friends with your consumer or your athlete? And like, that's what we're building here. It's like there's the relationship that's beyond the project.
When you make something cool like this for them to work in, like, they're going to show up, right? Like, it's something they want to be a part of. And when we bring those creatives together, right, the athletes we recruit, they're not just performers, but creatives themselves, thinkers, storytellers, cultural carriers. And I think something different happens that you and I have experienced. The insight's deeper, the ideas are sharper, and the work just gets so much friggin' better.
Yeah, and like, everybody in the room, they feel that energy. It's so much more fun. It isn't just consumer informed design, it's actually true co-creation. And really, like, honestly, nobody else is doing it. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So like, let's just talk a little bit about the process itself. So, we start by going deep in the field first, real context, real relationships, real stories. And then we're opening up that aperture. So broad, anything goes type ideation, thinking group chats, whiteboards, long form brainstorms, just dozens of ideas. And then we're refining, right? The creatives push, the athletes respond. There's this back and forth, this constant real dialogue. And that allows us to go from like 50, 100 ideas, really broad, into like group territories, down into less concepts, and then we land on one really great core idea. And it's shaped, tested, it's validated by the people who are actually going to use it. Because the athletes stay in the process, the work holds its integrity all the way through. And honestly, that's just way more human.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I mean, the athletes are going to feel more valued, the creatives, they feel ignited. And the brand gets concepts and storytelling that actually mean something that you just can't get from a deck.
No, not at all. And we're carefully building this, right? It's not meant to work for everyone.
I mean, it can't work for everybody, right?
Yeah, this only works with teams that actually want to listen. They're set up to act on what they hear. They want to challenge convention, to actually connect insights to ideas.
And then when they are that engaged, like, the feedback says it all.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, clients are saying this is the best insight work that they've ever been involved in. Athletes are super fired up. Like, they've never felt that seen and heard by a brand before. They're used to that like one and done touch point.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, the designers are really flowing like crazy, and the ideas are truly next level.
This is the work that we care about, right? And this is the stuff that we want to do more of.